Well, looking back on it, how do you think you performed against Florida?
You know, I was, a little, game was a little fast for me at first, but, I wish I had, a few plays back. I made mistakes. I made too many mistakes for the, standards and expectations of the offense. But, I felt like, I gave us a good opportunity of winning. I just did my job, which was the biggest thing. The line, they did so good. It made it easy for me. I mean, when I got that much time and the receivers were that open, it's just my job to throw the ball to them. I mean, it's nothing special. They're the ones blocking those, big guys up front and running the routes. But I did okay. I wish I had some plays back, obviously, but I was pretty happy considering how fast it was, how nervous I was there at first.
If you are the starters next Saturday at Tiger Stadium, #1 team in the country, what do you anticipate that'll be like?
They're an amazing defense. I mean, there's no way around it. But it's something that you really do dream about. I mean, how much more dramatic could it possibly be? #1 team in the country, road game, underdog, huge underdog. I mean, it doesn't get any better. So, it's an opportunity that, I've dreamed of forever. So.
When did you find out you were going to be going out in the second half?
About 5 minutes before the halftime was over. I was in the locker room, and I had about 4 or 5 minutes to think about it. Called us over there, and I didn't have much time to think about it, which is good. So,
Coach Malzahn tell you? Was he the one
yes, sir. Coach Malzahn told me.
How many calls you got from Leroy in the last 24 hours?
I think I got all those after the ESPN show came on. I got more than playing, but I got a pretty good bit. I got a lot of texts, a lot of calls, and I feel bad I wasn't able to reply to all of them because I'd probably still be texting or calling people. So.
Now, when you were throwing the football in the backyard, that wasn't in Leroy, was it?
No, it was a baseball, and it was in my house here in Auburn.
Baseball.
Yeah, and it was here.
It made it look like it was in Leroy.
Yeah, I know. Everybody was like, "Why were you in Lutz in Leroy?" I was like, "We was not in Leroy. We were at my house." But
that's the way it works.
Do you feel
artistic liberty?
Do you feel a real comfort level with Lutz and Kirkin? Seemed like you.
Yeah, I've been asked that before. They're like, you threw everything to Lutz, and it just so happened to work out that way. It wasn't that I was just zeroing in on him, but me and Lutz, we've been friends since I've been here, and we're pretty close, and we're just on the same page. I guess you'd say. I trust him, he trusts me. It's been like that since we got here. So.
Were you disappointed at all that they didn't say today Clint's the starter?
No. I stopped worrying about that. Which is, it's really helped me out, just not worrying about everything and just realizing that regardless of the situation that I can only do, the best I can do. And that's, it's real, and it's all I'm going to continue to do. So.
Do you have any feel for what to expect?
I'm just, like I said, I'm not even going to worry about it. Obviously I would hope, but it's just going to come and watch film tomorrow and do just the same thing I've been doing the whole year. Not going to change anything.
How big of a boost would it be for you guys to get Emory back and going? I guess tried it last night and wasn't able to go, but play. But how much will he help out going on the road?
He's a great help for our offense. He's a great player, great receiver, blocker. He's just all around football player. And whenever you lose somebody like that, it's obviously going to hurt you. And we'd love to have him back. Just give us just one more weapon, one more option. We're going to need everything that we have this weekend. So, it would definitely help us.
That bender route you threw to Lutz was like a 25-yard gain. I don't know what kind of route it was, skinny post or something.
Yeah.
That's a complicated throw and one you got to think about because you got to make sure everybody's where they're supposed to be defensively. Was there any second thought for you before you threw that, or you just see him and throw?
Yeah, it seems so complicated and everything, but when you're out there, you don't really. Yeah, I started slowing down at that point, and I started feeling a lot more confident, and I started seeing everybody. At first I just couldn't, felt like they was playing with 15 or 20. I couldn't tell, and it really slowed down. And it was great protection. There's no denying that, and I mean, he ran a good route. He was wide open. I just threw it to him. It seems complicated, but it's really not. I mean, that's my read, and he was open, so that's the least thing I could do is throw it to him.
Chiswick said he talked to you a couple weeks ago.
Who?
Chiswick?
Yes, sir.
Your head coach? No, I'm kidding.
Is he?
No, I'm kidding.
Too much, Gene?
Gene, Gene said.
Callie. I talked to him yesterday on the phone.
You're too quick for me. No, Gene said he talked to you a couple weeks ago about focusing and all that as a backup quarterback when you're not getting a game. What was his message, and how did it sink in?
I mean, it's really, I kind of, went to talk to him about it, and just trying to ask him, like, I'm not handling this well, and just what can I do? Like, how can I change what I'm doing without, because you can't really be a complete leader and prepare like a starter when you're the backup, because, you got to leave that for the starter to be that leader. And, I was just kind of struggling with, what to do and how to prepare and everything. And, he just told me that, that it's the reality of one play away, and you have to be ready when your time comes. And, I've heard it 100,000 times, probably more. And, you just want me to think about it. My mind was just so flustered I didn't really think about it. And, I finally, sit there and thought about it. And, it is real. Like, how awful would that be if, I'm sitting there pouting about not playing, or not necessarily even pouting. I don't want to be dramatic and say that, but just, just down and not as positive as I normally would be. And then my time comes and I'm not ready. That'd be awful for everybody. I mean, me and the coaches and the university, the rest of the teammates. I mean, it would just be bad. And that's when I really realized, like, it's not fun, but at the same time, I gotta be prepared, just like I am starting. So that's what that was about.
How did you change? Did you
just realizing that just being as intense as if I was starting, just not verbally being a leader, and just just some things that you had to change, and I just had to find a medium there, and I was able to do that.
The ESPN piece kind of turned your interview with us when you didn't get the job into like the centerpiece. It was like, here's the dramatic moment. Do you regret how you handled that, or is that just you being you and being disappointed?
No, that's what I say. I guess I could have handled it better, but granted that I just, I was told, and it was right after practice, thrown in the fire a little bit, but I was, it took everything I had to handle it like that, honestly. But I'm not like 100% proud of it or anything, but at the same time, I'm not like beating myself up over it. So it kind of happened.
How's Barrett been taking this uncertainty? Now that you guys are kind of both battling again, it seems. It's a different situation. I mean, we've been through 100 different situations and unique situations now, but he's handling it well. He knows how not to get too high, not to get too low, but he's handling it well. He's still my friend. That hadn't changed, and nothing's gonna change that.
I'm not asking you for the reasons, but when they chose Barrett, did somebody give you a detailed explanation of why they chose him over you, or was it just?
They just said that Coach Moseley just said he's trying to get a spark, just needs a spark, get something going.
This is in 2 days?
What now?
When they first chose Barrett over you,
yes.
You got really upset. Did somebody tell you exactly why they picked him over you, like what he did that you didn't? I'm not asking you to tell me what he said, but do you know exactly what kept you from getting the job?
I think it had a little bit to do with experience. They just said, I never got anything more than what I told y'all. He just felt like he gave us the best chance of winning, and he was more experienced and more mature. And that was it.
How much have you matured through this whole thing?
A whole lot. I matured a lot, a ton my first year, and I'm like, oh, I feel so good, and then something else happens, and then I'm like, okay, well now I'm very mature, and then something else happens, and I'm like, okay, maybe now, and then this whole thing happened, and I'm like, so now I just know not to get too confident or too, I guess, feeling like I'm grown, and I just know just to stay level-headed. That was the biggest thing. That's the only thing that popped in my head. I only completed literally four passes, and yeah, they were,
big plays in the game, but at the same time, there's 4 passes, and you know, everybody was on my team, teammates were proud and everything, and that's just the only thing that was on my mind was like, I've been way too low to get, you know, too high. You know, I mean, the same thing can happen. So I'm just trying to just stay level-headed, and that's just the biggest thing I'm focusing on.
You know, you're past the Q car. I mean, you made a hell of a catch on that.
Yeah,
Was that
yeah.
the moment when that play goes down and you say, all right, I'm in this game now?
Yeah, well, when that happened, you know, that's when I was like, just like a huge, just deep breath, you know. I was just like, okay, like I know I can do this, you know. That's when I really got confident and just really calmed down and started seeing everything, and it's starting to be able to just be a little more verbal and lead, you know, talk to the line, and yeah, that was when I really felt it, when I really felt good.
Anything else?
Thanks, Clint.
Thanks, Clint.
Appreciate it, Cliff.